Hey guys, Ben here. Welcome back to another live stream. Today we're going to be talking about Superman and Lois because the new episode was just last night and it was a proper heavy hitter. We got a lot of stuff to talk about and I want to interact with you guys who are watching live. So shout out to everyone that is joining. I see Nathan in the chat. I see Flash Freak, Cal, all members of the channel. So shout out to you guys. Also, Joe is here. Willie Jackson, another member of the channel. Welcome to the live stream. We need to talk about this episode of Superman and Lois because, wow, what an episode. I'm sure most of you guys saw my actual review of the episode last night when it came out. If you guys haven't seen it, go check out my review of Superman and Lois Season 3, Episode 2. It was probably one of the best episodes of Superman and Lois we've had so far. It was really like hard hitting and everything. So yeah, we're going to be talking about that today and also talking about The Flash. Yes, it's not on this week, but it is back next week. So we do have stuff to talk about. I see Citizen Tim Scott, another member of the channel here. Shout out to Tim. And also Alberto. So welcome to everyone that has joined the live stream. I'm glad that you guys are here. We're going to be streaming for maybe like half an hour, 40 minutes or so, just for tonight. And yeah, so I feel like there's not too much we need to discuss apart from Superman and Lois and like some brief bits about the Flash. But if there's any specific topics you guys want me to talk about and bring up on the stream, please be sure to tell me in the chat or send in any super chats. If you want to support the channel, that is an amazing way to support the channel by sending in super chats. And also you can ask a question. And obviously that's going to be a big help, but I also really appreciate it. So how do you send in super chats? Well, all you need to do is you go next to the chat function and then you click the $ and you click super chat and you can type in whatever you want. You know, you can ask any question. You can ask a Gary question. It's really up to you guys. But yeah, so that is what you can do if you want to support the channel, but also at the same time get your questions answered in regards to maybe this week's episode of Superman and Lois or anything else. Maybe you want to talk Shazam. You want to talk about DC in general. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that has been going on over the last few weeks. But yeah, we have our first super chat. This is from Cal Roswell. Shout out to Cal for the 99-cent super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you once again, Cal. You are awesome. And Cal says, this episode of Superman and Lois was great. I have to agree. And I think most of you guys will agree that this episode was definitely one of the best so far, or at least it stands out amongst the many episodes we've had of Superman and Lois. So yeah, I agree with you, Cal. Thanks again. And we have our second super chat. This is from Clan Rocks. So Clan Rocks sends a $4.99 super chat. Thank you very much. Okay, he says, do you think before the Flash movie is released worldwide, there will be another trailer / more footage of Sasha as Supergirl? So we actually discussed this, didn't we, Clan Rocks, like maybe a month ago or so, before the Flash trailer came out. And we were thinking, okay, we know this trailer is coming out at the Super Bowl, and we knew that we were going to get some Supergirl footage in it. We weren't sure how much we were going to get, but in the end, we got like a decent chunk of footage, I would say. I was like pretty happy with what we saw. I'm sure, Clan Rocks, you probably agree with me because I know you were looking forward to seeing Sasha Calle's Supergirl in the trailer. But in regards to your question, do you think that before the Flash movie is released worldwide, we're going to see more trailers? Simple answer to that is yes. We're definitely going to see more trailers and we're going to see more footage of Sasha as Supergirl. And I really look forward to seeing what else we see. Hopefully they don't spoil too much. There's been like a recent trend recently, especially as a film is about to come out, like with Shazam and Black Adam. They've released trailers that have spoiled a lot. So I don't want them to spoil the entirety of the film. But yeah, I do want to see more of some specific characters like Sasha Calle's Supergirl specifically. So yeah, good super chat, Clan Rocks. I appreciate the support towards the channel, and I think that's a very good question. Okay, Willie Jackson, we're going to talk about your question in just a minute because that goes right into what we're going to talk about in the Superman Lois segment of this live stream, and we're going to get into that in just a second. We have a third super chat from Nathan. Thank you very much, Nathan. I appreciate it. Nathan says, sorry I can't send more, but we'll do next week. My question is, how do you think they will cure Lois of her cancer? Because there's no way she will die. Okay, this is going into my Superman Lois topics. Obviously, I do have my notes, so I'm going to get to this in 1 second. I'm just messaging Flash Russ because I'm just sending him a link to the live stream. Okay, so yeah, let's get into this. Let's get into the Superman Lois of this, or the Lois Lane. Let's talk about that huge reveal. Okay, guys, so tell me in the chat right now, what do you think of this? What the hell happened? Like, I was not expecting this. I was expecting some sort of twist, but this is really emotional and it's truly touching. And I think it's going to hit home for a lot of people because clearly, as we all know, living in this world, I think cancer affects a lot of people and a lot of families. And so, luckily in my family, we haven't gone through that, but it was so sad to see. And I think you've seen it in whether it's not your family or if it's just like your friends' parents or, your grandparents or something like, it definitely hits home for a lot of people. And so Lois revealing that she has cancer and the huge reveal and the way that they revealed it, it was just like, it was devastating, honestly, because, we've grown so fond of Lois and you feel like, wow, like this can't be happening to someone that we care about. It's like someone you care about in real life, but obviously it's a TV show character, so it is fictional at the end of the day, but it's a mirror of, of a real life situation that lots of people do go through. And so the huge reveal happens when she's on the top of the courthouse trying to convince the judge that it isn't all over and that, just because these people are putting pressure on you, don't have to give it all up just to, and so don't give in to them, even though they are going to probably go through with their threats, and maybe we're going to see this judge again. But this leads Lois to being very vulnerable and to opening up to the judge, and because of her reveal and opening herself up, it's she in turn saves her. But at the same time, Clark shows up and Clark is listening, and so that's the big reveal. And so they, Clark and Lois have a hug. They go back, they discuss it, but I think it really hits home even more at the end of the episode when the boys return home from Metropolis and you get that scene. It was like just truly devastating. The music, as soon as they say it, and the all the dialogue just like cuts out, and I was like, wow, this did not just happen. And it's just like the perfect way for them to end the episode because it was truly emotional. And I guess what you're saying here, Nathan, with your super chat is like, how are they going to deal with this? That is all of our questions, because it's just like such a big thing. Like, there is lots of ways that they could deal with it. And so are they going to find a cure? Are they actually going to go the most devastating route? I don't think they're going to go that route. We're going to discuss that now with Flash Fuss, who is here. Welcome to the live stream, Flash Fuss.
Oh, hello, bro. What's up?
How's things going?
Interesting.
Is it tough?
Not yet, because it starts tomorrow.
Okay.
Ramadan starts tomorrow. So today I've just been prepping, shopping, getting the meals ready, making sure I get the protein and all of that, basically, yeah.
Fair enough. It's really interesting, actually, because obviously I haven't gone through that before, but I know a lot of people that have. And so, yeah, I guess
you should try it one time.
I was thinking of that. I should try it next year or something. I think I'm a bit too late. I haven't prepped anything, but yeah. So anyway, welcome, and I'm glad you can join. It's going to be a tough few days, I guess, for you. We'll see.
A month.
But yeah, so I was answering Nathan's super chat here, and we're talking about the ending of Superman and Lois. So, what was your thoughts on that ending and the big reveal in the episode?
I got a spoil.
Oh, you got it spoiled before you watched it. Oh yeah, you didn't watch it live.
So because I was at the gym, right? So I couldn't watch it live.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got back, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna watch the episode now. So I sit down and watch the episode. Arrowverse scenes notification pops up. Lois has cancer. I'm like, huh?
Oh my god, that guy. You're gonna get revenge on him.
I actually sent him a picture of it saying thank you for spoiling it as well. He said, why do you have notifications on?
Yeah, you should turn them off if you're not watching.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I wasn't expecting that. I don't think anyone was, to be fair.
But I mean, we kind of knew something was going on when she got called back to the doctor, but
yeah,
I don't know. My mind didn't go to that really because obviously it's a bit of stage 3 is like, fairly far along, and you're like, okay, now the real question is, what are they going to do with this? Like, is there a way that she can get out of it? Well, obviously there is a way, I think they'll find one, but what do you think they're going to do?
Literally, I don't know. Like, obviously, like, she's got a lot of hope, like, they're gonna get through it too as a family. That's like the family thing they're going for, but I don't know. I'm gonna say chemotherapy, but I really don't know.
We'll see, and I guess there's always the opportunity with it being a superhero TV show, and with the experiments going on right now with giving people powers.
That's another thing, possibly.
I think with her being linked into that story, there's a chance that they might actually be able to use it on Lois, and maybe Lois is going to get powers, and that's going to be her way out of it. That's definitely there is definitely a chance that could happen. I'm not saying it's going to definitely happen, but we'll have to wait and see in regards to that. But yeah, traditionally, yes, she would definitely go through chemo and stuff like that. And like I said, this episode, well, the ending and the big reveal was very touching for a lot of people. Obviously, not in like a heartwarming way, but in a very personal way, because it's a very real thing. And so I feel like the way they actually portrayed it was very good. Like, I don't know, it really got to me at the end of the episode, especially with the kids and the way that they cut the dialogue as the music starts.
It built up so well.
So good at that.
Yeah, like, the build up to, like, it was foreshadowing something like this happening, but honestly, like, I wasn't expecting it. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do. Like, is it gonna be like one of Bruno Mannheim's experiments or something like that? I don't know. I really don't know.
We'll have to wait and see. Okay, we have a couple of other super chats. Tina has been a member for 24 months. Shout out, Tina. We also have Clam Rocks, who sends in a $9.99 super chat. Thank you very much, Clam Rocks. So this is in regards to Shazam. Have you seen Shazam yet? Oh, bro, we watched it together. Oh my god.
I was with you.
Oh my god. Why am I'm blanking. It's too late. I'm stupid. No, guys, for context, we actually watched it together at the press screening in London. Oh my god. Why have I blanked? Like, I just blanked for a second. Anyway, so
maybe you thought I was back in Dubai or something like that.
I don't know. So Clam Rock says, I really enjoyed the Shazam movie and thought everyone was great in the film. I agree with you. I thought it was a really fun film, and I've seen it twice now. I want to watch it again. So definitely agree. Do you think it was wrong neither it or Black Adam reference each other? Okay, what do you think about this? So there's been some online kind of discourse in regards to that. I don't know how I feel. Like, I feel like I'm more Team Shazam on all of it, because if Dwayne Johnson did like stop the characters coming over, I felt like that's a bit controlling.
It's like a bit of a D-head move, like, because regardless of whether he wants to accept it or not, Black Adam is a Shazam villain, right? He's not He's not Superman's arch enemy, which he's making it out to be. Like he's like, Superman, Black Adam face off. No, he's Shazam's villain. So it would have been more sense for him to be in Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I think that would have benefited both films as well.
Yeah, because Shazam came out before and Black Adam came out after. We were questioning that for a long time, but obviously the Black Adam film came out. There was not many links to it at all, apart from the one appearance of like the wizard briefly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so overall, I think it was probably not in both films' interest to ignore each other, but it seems like it was a behind the scenes situation.
Yeah.
Which is sad to see, but I guess that's just the case. And yeah, so overall, we both enjoyed the film, and yeah, I look forward to watching it again. I'm glad that you liked it, Clan Rocks, as well. So thank you for the super chat. Okay, Tina sends in a super chat. Thanks for the live stream as always. Thank you very much, Tina. I appreciate it. Okay, Nathan has a theory about Clark using Kryptonian tech or using Bruno's XK or whatever Bruno is using, which seems to give people powers, but the powers will go and healing will be permanent. Yeah, I guess something along the lines of maybe similar to XK is going on. I don't think it's necessarily XK because they brought him back to life. I think it's a different thing. And the powers are not working with everyone, obviously, specifically with Atom Man. They give up on him at the end. So maybe with Lois, if she gets powers, maybe we start to see a kind of like Superwoman kind of arc that slowly develops. But I think if it's because it's Superman and Lois, I feel like they would take their time. If there is time in the show left, if there is another season and potentially Lois got powers, which I wouldn't be opposed to, by the way. Like, would you be opposed to Lois getting powers? I don't think so if it's this case of getting her out of, something that could be very bad for.
If it's this case, then fair enough. But like, I'm always against like a lot of.
I think you're against like
getting powers.
People randomly getting powers, right? Isn't
exactly? Yeah. So like, if like for example, Cecile, Felicity, Iris, like if they randomly just had a superhero arc, that's something I wouldn't really like. But whereas something like this, I don't really know how she's going to get out of.
Yeah, and this is like a decently good avenue for her to get out of it, considering people are being experimented upon and they're getting given powers. Maybe I think Atom Man agreed to it as a way to get out of prison or something, but
probably
we'll have to wait and see as to exactly what's going on. Okay, so let's talk more about the Superman and Lois episode. And once again, thank you to everyone sending in super chats. If you have any other questions, please be sure to send them in. So yeah, we talked about how they will potentially deal with Lois and the fallout of what happened at the end of the episode. Let's talk about Bruno Mannheim. He meets Superman, presumably not for the first time, but he's clearly got control of at least part of Metropolis. And you saw he got an instant pop-up of Superman literally like being monitored by a camera as soon as he heard that he was being listened into. So he's like high tech. He's got eyes and ears all over Metropolis. I think that's a really interesting angle that they're going for, because clearly to us, we know Superman can listen to anything, right? And so if they talk about Lois, if they talk about, is the judge going to be a problem? He's probably going to hear it. And so he did in this case. And I like the way that they actually went around it by showing, he's got eyes and ears everywhere. So what do you think of that encounter between Bruno and Superman?
I thought that was pretty cool. Now, I'm not going to lie, I did get confused a lot between Tobias Church and Bruno Mannheim.
Because it's the same actor, guys.
Yeah. I'm so used to it. I've watched Arrow season 5 like 8-9 times at least. So every single time I saw this actor, and even in my review, I was about to call him Tobias Church a lot of the times. But like their interaction, it was very good. Like Tobias, I said it again.
You said it again.
Bruno
That's
Mannheim, like obviously he thinks like he's the hero, Superman's the villain, and I'm interested to see more of like his backstory and his involvement in like intergang and stuff like that, which surely will get more of an explanation. But obviously he is the big boss, and we did have Clark like accusing him of like bringing Henry Miller back, getting him out of prison, all of that, and he's an interesting character. Like I did find it quite funny. He's like, "Where's your evidence?" and stuff like that. Why are you falsely accusing me? I love those. I love that scene. But yeah, that I'm very interested to see like how this character plays into the whole season. I thought
so
this first interaction was good.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I realized my microphone was really high up. It's probably really bad. So yeah, no, it was an interesting scene. Like, especially, I guess just the whole factor of like him seeing himself as a hero. That's always a big thing with some villains. They, Red Death didn't necessarily see herself as the villain. She thought the Flash was the villain, but she just wanted revenge. And so with Bruno Mannheim, no one was there, not even Superman was there to protect the specific part of Metropolis that he's from. What's a nickname, the Suicide Slums. So yeah, I think it's an interesting angle, and I think he's going to be a good character. But yeah, I have to agree. I was like, this guy, like, I feel like I've seen him before. Obviously,
and like both
I
of
know I've
them,
seen him.
both Tobias Church and both Bruno Mannheim, like they're both like mafia bosses as well.
Exactly.
So it was
Not
very,
too
very
far of a
confusing.
stretch that they could be the same person,
Yeah.
And
But
yeah,
you're
what
gonna
were you
go?
gonna say?
No, I did like how also Todd Helbing did say like he's a villain that you understand where he's coming from. He's one of those types of villains, and you do kind of see that in like the episode where, as he said, like Superman wasn't there like saving his area in Metropolis. So I did really like the addition as well. I think it adds an interesting motivation to a rivalry.
Yeah, definitely. Citizen Tim Scott says multiverse Tobias Church. Yeah, it's the Tobias Church of Superman Lois's Earth, who has, a different name and I guess it's a different role. Talking about the multiverse, actually, let's talk about John Henry Irons, because it turns out Onomatopoeia was the one to kill John Henry Irons of this Earth. It's revealed in the episode. And you get that kind of weird encounter between Onomatopoeia as they attack the mayor, or the mayor's office, whatever you call it, in Smallville. And so, there is that relationship between the ex-mayor and Onomatopoeia, and presumably intergang / Tobias Church. So the ex-mayor gets killed.
You said as well.
Did I say
you
Tobias
said, you said Tobias Church as well.
Bruno Mannheim. Yeah, see, we're gonna say this like for many weeks to come, I think. But anyway, so it turns out Onomatopoeia killed John Henry Irons of this Earth, but now they realize there's another John Henry Irons, and so presumably they're gonna be aware of the multiverse because of this. Like, they're gonna try and find an explanation. I reckon they're gonna try and target John Henry Irons just in case he did survive or something. Because they're not sure who this version of the person is, right? So what did you make of that? Do you think, I thought that was an interesting twist, the fact that Onomatopoeia has been around for a long time. Superman has probably not even heard of them at this point.
Yeah, so in terms of that, like, I'm interested to see how the original John Henry Irons plays into like all of this. Like, we did get somewhat of a teaser in the first episode where I think he sold illegally to both Lex Luthor and Bruno Mannheim.
Oh yeah, that was mentioned.
So we know that he has somewhat of a relationship with them. And the fact that now they supposedly killed or were responsible for killing John Henry Irons, and then in their perspective they see John Henry Irons alive, they're probably like, oh no, we need to eliminate this threat or else he could expose us big time. That's probably how they're thinking right now.
Yeah, so somehow the John Henry Irons of, Superman and Lois' Earth, because of his dealings with them, he has inside information that, he's a threat. So I'm fairly certain, like you said, they're gonna go after him no matter what version of the character is or not. Like they don't know it at this point, and so they're just like, okay, what the hell is going on? Like, why is this person not dead? Right? So, yeah, is it interesting twist? What did you make of Onomatopoeia? I think really, really interesting villain.
She was so sick.
Honestly,
Yeah.
reminds me a little bit of Prometheus. Not gonna lie, just like the whole get up, just kind of scary, like, and came out of nowhere. Like I feel like Prometheus when he was first introduced in Arrow season 5, he just came and he made his mark very quick. And I feel like Onomatopoeia has made their mark because of
Yeah.
their unique powers. Like I love their powers. It's actually really kind of terrifying because it's like their mask or their face kind of like
It
morphs and like
changes as well. Yeah.
shoots out. And the VFX was awesome, by the way.
It
And
was so cool.
those
The
those
soundtrack
scenes
as well. Her soundtrack is so cool.
and the soundtrack. So yeah, it's really interesting seeing that character. I can't wait to find out more. Honestly, I'm not reading too much into the character, like doing
Yeah.
comic research, because I kind of just want to be surprised about what exactly is going on, because I think it's a good mystery right now.
And it's completely different as well, so
Exactly, it's completely different, and it links into the Bruno Mannheim story. So I guess we're gonna deal with Onomatopoeia pretty fast, but at this point, Superman's not even met them. The only characters that have met Onomatopoeia are either dead or they are John Henry Irons and Lana. So I kind of like how they're linking in Lana to the story as well with John. I think it actually works.
yeah. I thought it was pretty cool. Like it's a weird duo to have. I don't think we've ever had those two on screen together. So at the same time, it was pretty interesting to see them working together as well.
Yeah, it's like they're two characters that have been pretty, unassociated in the past. And obviously, does Lana know that he's from another Earth?
No.
Do you think Superman revealed it?
Oh, she could. I forgot that Superman revealed the identity.
I'm not sure. Um, Nathan says, "Be good if his character never reveals the identity, like a Joker type thing." So onomatopoeia, where the identity is never revealed, but at all. But then also Superman has seen him, but only briefly. Yeah, I guess they could keep it a mystery, but they normally reveal stuff like that. So I think we'll find out who they are, and Superman's definitely going to face off against them. Kang Vader says, "I'm really loving Superman Lois." Kang, weren't you dissing on Superman Lois the other day?
Exactly. Last week, he was calling the first episode trash.
Yeah, you were calling it like hella trash. But I'm glad that you liked this week's episode.
It's just so good, though. Like, imagine you're just watching this. You see how high the bar is, and you're like, okay. Then the Flash comes, and you set the bar back low again. It's like, oh.
I know we don't have the Flash tonight. That was something I was going to discuss.
Mhm.
And I really do feel like it shows the quality when Superman and Lois last night was just so good. Like, I think the Flash is honestly lucky it's not on tonight.
Yeah.
Right? Because imagine next week's not as good as this week of Superman and Lois.
It's definitely not going to be.
But it's still going to be good,
Yeah.
so it still has a challenge. I didn't watch Gotham Knights afterwards, so I don't know how that compared. Probably didn't compare at all. But yeah, Kang says I was joking.
Uh-huh.
You were joking
Uh-huh.
about what?
Yeah.
Liking it or not liking it? That's the question. Yeah, Cal, say back to. It's crazy. Okay, so what else do we have to talk about? And for those of you guys in the live chat right now, if you have any final super chats, send them over. I know Pagey's streaming pretty soon, and I think I might be joining soon. So we'll just go on for a little bit longer. And anything else you guys want to chat, please tell us. Oh, Kang was only joking about not liking, so he's actually liking it. That's good. Okay, fair enough, Kang. I rate you more now because last week when you were dissing on it, we were like, what is going on? This guy's watching a different TV show than us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anything else stand out to you in this episode?
Nah, for me, to be honest, like the all I thought was the Lana and the John Henry one. It was a very, very interesting thing because it was something we didn't see before, them two interacting. So that was definitely a highlight. But just
Yeah.
the whole episode, like it was very emotional. It was like definitely one of the saddest episodes in the Arrow, not in the Arrowverse, but DCTV.
Yeah, I think so for sure. It really got to me. Like I was like on the edge, you know.
And like the scene, for example, when Superman starts hearing it, like he's flying, like he's trying to contain his emotions because he's out there, Superman, but also you
Yeah,
can see that he can't really hold it. So I thought this is very well acted between the two. Very, very well acted.
great acting. I mean, Betsy Tolak is really great. Like I honestly think it's well, just generally this show is like one of the best Arrowverse shows. I think it's probably the best Arrowverse show if I'm honest. In terms of quality, yes, there is great seasons of The Flash. I love the characters. I love the actors. I love Supergirl. There's good seasons of Supergirl. I love Arrow. Great seasons of Arrow. I mean, season 5 of Arrow is just like one of the best seasons ever. But overall, in quality and acting and like everything, and like the cinematography is just insanely good.
Superman and Lois is so good, yeah.
It's just like all around like what you want. It's what you want from a TV show and a superhero show. So
Yeah.
they really nail it, especially with their, you know, acting, but also with the crazy action sequences. Obviously, we didn't have like as crazy action sequences this episode as the previous one, but the previous episode we had this like superpower being facing off against Superman, so kind of makes sense. Yeah, I'm grateful, Kang. Definitely. It's really good. Welcome, Maya, to the live stream. Good to have you here. Kang says I was crying. Well, that's a shift from you dissing last week. But yeah, okay, so let's talk about the Flash briefly. So the Flash is not on tonight, which I'm grateful for, so I can actually go to sleep. But then the Flash is on next week. We have Nia returning from Supergirl. This is the first time we've seen her. Looking forward to that. Yeah, any thoughts on next week's episode of The Flash?
Of the Flash? I'm interested to not only see how Nia fits into the episode, like what brings her into Central City, but also because episode 7 and 8 they both seem like the same thing, like alternate timeline, alternate reality sort of thing. So I'm wondering, is the villain going to continue on into like the next episode or something like that?
Yeah,
That's
I
all
guess
I'm.
so.
Yeah.
It could be. It could be. I don't know. I don't have any behind the scenes information, but maybe it does. Maybe the villain does continue. I'm very curious to see how they actually get into that state.
Yeah.
Iris and Nia.
I'm guessing it's gonna be like linked because it's like a Catco and the Citizen merger or something like that. They tease in
Yeah,
episode
well,
1.
they
Maybe
teased at the start of the season,
yeah.
so
So
you
maybe
could be true.
Nia arrives to like Central City. Maybe she got like a promotion in Catco or something like that to have a chat with Iris,
Something like
and that's how
that.
she
Like
plays
I
into it.
feel that is definitely the way that they're going. I would be surprised if it's not anything like that, to be honest.
We have to see her suit up though. We have to see her
Oh,
suit
she's
up.
gonna. Oh, I would kill someone if she doesn't suit up. By the way, so
Go
it's
Eric
just
Wallace.
yeah, Eric Wallace, come. I'm gonna turn into Red Death and be like the proper Red Death. So, yeah. Anyway, so actually, I don't think I'll be the only person. You'll definitely be coming after him.
Technically, I already have.
Yeah, you have. Okay, let's talk about the next episode. So they released that synopsis. I broke it down in the video. You broke it down in the video. Episode 8 is presumably one of the last interlude episodes. We know that episode 9 with Oliver is going to be like a half interlude episode. So that's how it's been kind of described. But with episode 8, we know there is some sort of like mold in Star Labs, and I theorized about this in my video last night, that I'm pretty sure the mold, with it being inside Star Labs, maybe is where the particle accelerator was. And you guys know how basically the dark matter from the particle accelerator went and merged inside people's DNA, and mold is a type of like fungi. So it's definitely possible that it could like fuck things up in terms of like maybe like a small pocket where like time is like messed up and you could be sent back in time or get
Could
messed
be in the time
around.
vault as well.
Yeah, or it could be in the time vault. There is like multiple explanations as to how it's could be happening, but I think it's a interesting concept, and I think it's a good use of an interlude episode. If I'm being honest, are you excited for that?
Sort of. The reason why, sure, like it seems like an interesting episode, but again, where is Two Pulitzers? Like we've still seen nothing with Iris's story, and we're 6 episodes in now.
Hmm.
So that's what I am really worried about. Like even diehard Iris fans are complaining about this. Like, yes, okay, fair enough. Like she's with Barry the whole time, but she's just in Barry's shadow. Like she doesn't do anything anymore. And
So
I
you're
want to
saying she
see,
needs to do more journalism?
yes, because for
I
me
thought
that's
they were
what
going to
works for
do
me.
more journalism with Nia, but now it turns out that they're in this other world, so they're not going to be.
Exactly, and it is kind of worrying because, as I said, this is 6 episodes, seemingly even going to be 8 episodes without Iris having a proper storyline in the season.
Mm.
So it just seems like they don't really know what to do with the character. But in terms of like the episode overall, like obviously it's time travel. It's going to be interesting. And that old friend of Team Flash, I'm interested to see who that is
Yeah,
as
the
well.
old friend. I was going to ask you. So obviously, we did talk about this before.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, it's going to be. It could be Timeless Worlds. I talked about that. Could be any character coming the next episode, but also you mentioned someone else. Tell us your theory about who this old friend could be.
It could be Cisco.
Could be Cisco. Yeah, that's definitely a chance. Especially because Cisco has a link to Caitlin and Frost. Obviously,
Yeah.
Keon doesn't know Cisco, but Cisco knows them. So that could definitely be someone who could be talked to. We don't have behind the scenes information about who's appearing in this episode, but I think overall we're fairly confident. Probably Timeless Wells or Cisco or something like that at this rate, right?
Yeah. But also, I'm like, ooh, how does Oliver Queen come in episode 9 then? That's another
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, any of those characters could show up early the episode before and
So
be that whole.
I was assuming, could the mold be like a direct result of Oliver Queen coming back as well? Because honestly, I have no idea how they're going to make it work.
Uh, I'm tired. Sorry about that. I have no idea how that is gonna work. Yeah, that's like a big thing for me as well. It's like, isn't he supposed to be dead? Yes, he's supposed to be dead. Isn't he Spectre? No, he's not Spectre apparently. But
The only thing I could think of is so Oliver Queen is the Spectre, right?
yeah,
And the only thing I can think of is like maybe he has to watch over the whole multiverse, so he can't like directly himself interfere.
so
But
he
what
sends
he can do is
mode.
like project himself as the Green Arrow, basically.
Yeah.
Like you know how Doctor Strange can do like astral projection or something like that. It could
Uh huh.
somewhat be like a realistic version of that, but it needs to be as the Green Arrow. Otherwise, I have absolutely no idea. All I know, and once again, this is Arrowverse scene spoiler, is that he does say you have failed the city. So,
Let's
oh,
go.
I'm
We're
gonna
gonna
cry in
freak
the
out.
episode. I'm gonna cry in the episode.
My God.
Yeah.
I'm so hyped. Okay, guys, for those of you who are watching in the live chat, this is your last call to send in any final theories or topics or questions you want us to discuss, because we're going to end the stream in the next like 5 minutes or so. So if you have any final super chats, we'll be sure to answer them by the end of this. All right. So yeah, anything else? What else have we missed from this week in terms of like news? Was there any DCEU news, like DCU news?
Black Adam drama.
Yeah, I guess the Black Adam drama is like the main thing that was talked about, and the fact that Shazam isn't doing like super well.
Yeah.
However, for me, I wasn't expecting it to do that well. I think people, because it's a DC film, it has expectations to be like way like, oh, it's gonna make $1 billion. Yes, Joker made $1 billion. Yes, Aquaman made $1 billion. But that's like specific films. We can't
Yeah.
expect a film like Shazam having a sequel and the first film didn't make $1 billion. Yes, you can expect Aquaman 2 and Joker 2 to make $1 billion. But with this, it's like, okay, right, I get that sequels are supposed to be better, but at the same time, recently there's been a trend that people just aren't as interested, I feel like, in some superhero films. Like you even see with Marvel, not all their films are doing insane. Like
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp didn't do insane. But so I don't know. I feel like people put a lot of emphasis into box office. And for me, if I like a film and if a film is well received, I feel like that's more important than it doing financially well. That's not something that us fans should worry about. That's something that the business people should worry about, right? But I know it's just
Yeah.
like a consistent thing that always happens in this kind of world. What do you think about all of that?
I was gonna say, have you seen what Zachary Levi said about the Black Adam thing?
Yeah, I saw like a brief like
Yeah, so that's interesting. I want to see The Rock's response to this now.
oh my god, there's so much drama. I can't deal with
Yeah.
it. I feel like Zach online on his posts is like very talkative, very different person, but in real life he seemed like actually like very nice, very cool, kind of down to
Yeah.
earth. And then I think his publicist needs to like contain what he says because I feel like yeah, he's not saying anything like too bad right now in regards to Shazam, but also he's kind of stirring shit a little bit, you know, like even if
Sort of,
it's
yeah.
unintentional.
Have you seen the new Robin suit as well?
Yeah,
It was
I can actually
incredible.
pull that up because I have it here. So I was actually considering making a video on this probably tomorrow because I think it's pretty cool. It's a look at Tim Drake's Robin suit in Titans season 4, obviously the final season of Titans. But yeah, it looks. What do you think? It looks quite cool, right?
That's the best Robin suit we've ever had.
It looks clean. It's like a bit metallic, but
Yeah.
that kind of fits with the Titans look, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I think the color scheme is very good. The cape is cool. I mean, the actor looks cool in the suit. I think that's the most important thing for any live action suit is like it has to fit the actor. Like you guys remember Grant wearing some terrible fitting Flash suits, and
Season
it
5.
really has season 5. um, and it really stands out when it doesn't fit well. And so when it fits well and it's a good suit and everything looks cool, then it's good. So yeah, I think this looks really cool. What do you guys think? Let us know in the chat. Um, are you watching Titan season 4? I feel like I got to catch up before season 4 starts.
I'm going to when the whole season's out because obviously there's a lot of Star Wars going on at the moment as well, so I do take priority in like things like The Mandalorian as well.
That's fair enough. Oh, and guys, I'm going to Star Wars Theory. Star Wars Theory? Star Wars Celebration. So, so I can't believe I said Star Wars Theory. Because we always talk about him when we talk about
Yeah.
Star Wars. No, I'm looking forward to Star Wars Celebration. It's in London and it's next month. It's like in 2 weeks or something, I think.
I don't know when it is.
I'm really looking forward to it. Oh man, yeah. I've never been to a Star Wars event. I've only been to Comic Con and stuff. So looking forward to it. But yeah, that pretty much does it for this live stream, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks to Flash First for joining us. Go check out his channel. He's got quite a lot of videos up from this past week, so go check it out. Have you released your Superman Lois video?
No, because I have it. I'm editing it like right now. I'm nowhere near done, but it will be out. It will be at like an hour or two. Mostly I'm focusing on obviously prepping for Ramadan. I was doing a lot of gym today. And also me and Arrowverse scenes are working on something interesting. So yeah.
Very interesting. Well, good luck. And okay, we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. I'm gonna have a new video up, and Flash Dress will have his Superman Lois video up. Okay.
Yeah.
See you guys later. Goodbye.